Hi, I'm Christine McKay, and welcome to My Craft Studio. Today, we are lucky enough to have Dana Engemann with us, and we are going to talk a little bit about sewing, but more importantly, Dana said something before we came on and that I just loved, and it was about being happy. So kind of tell me what your philosophy is behind that.
Well, my philosophy in making my crafts is that if it doesn't make you happy, why do it? It's like paying a bill, right? You have to be happy when you look at it, and all the fabrics and however, and the way you go about creating it has to bring you joy and happiness, or else. Anyway, that's what makes it worth it for me.
And it's so true, because sometimes like I get caught up in it has to be practical.
Yeah.
You know, what am I going to do with it, or what, you know? And yet, I mean, there were so many of these owls that the minute that I saw them, it just made me smile.
Yeah.
And your point was, you know what? That's enough. If it
That's
makes
right.
you happy and if it makes you smile, surround yourself with that.
That's right. That's right.
So tell me a little bit about how you got started with this craft and how long you've been doing it.
I've been doing crafts since I was little, well, of course, which is just a few years ago. But I've been doing crafts for a long, long time. Fabric is mostly my favorite media. So I love different kinds of fabrics. I've taught craft classes, and I'm going to be teaching craft classes again, where we come monthly, but it gives ladies a chance to create and do their own fun things. But I love them because I've loved to sew. I've loved that passion and kind of try to find different kinds of things that I can do with the fabrics.
With the sewing, let me ask you a question. What would you say the sewing level is on these?
Very remedial.
Okay, yes. All right.
Most of the time I do a sewing machine, but a lot of the times you can just use a glue gun. I'm very craft sewing. I couldn't tailor a suit to save my life, but I can craft sew.
Okay, awesome.
So very minimal.
Because I think that I am definitely the glue gun queen, but there's something about these that it is the stitching, I think, that kind of just makes them come alive. Yeah. So, all right, so we're going to walk through how to create one of these really quickly, because first off, I know the first question that our viewers are going to ask is, how do you know what to use? How do you know what matches what? And so I want to kind of go through your creative process as we're doing this.
Well, my first thing that I like to tell people is try to step outside of your box. I mean, be creative with your fabrics. It doesn't have to match, and actually unmatching is kind of in style. So if you like the fabric, put it together. It's okay. It doesn't have to match. You can do stripes and polka dots or
and I think
whatever.
That's kind of freeing
again, this goes back to being happy. Whatever colors make you happy, use them.
Okay, awesome. All right. So now is this a pattern, like for instance for your classes? Do you provide the pattern and then you just cut this out?
Yes. And it's very simple. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but yeah, I do have the pattern. And so I cut the pattern out of, I try to use for the body more of upholstery type fabric, a little bit heavier weight, but I have done cottons also. So whatever, again, makes you happy. Okay. So cut that out. You're going to cut two, of course. Okay. You're going to cut a stomach, little tummy. And I, again, like to sew the stomach onto the body part, just because when you get it stuffed, it pushes out and it just looks nicer and it holds better if you just make a stitch right along here.
Oh, love it.
That's easy. The rest of it, you actually can hot glue. Again, I stitch it, but that's just because I like the stitching. You'll take some fabric, felt and flannel, things that don't fray work best for the eye area, just because it does it's a sharper curve, and so it does fray a little bit more. So, but again, you don't have to. You can use stitch, you know, like a little.
That's my best friend. Yeah, it's
fray check. You can. I rub that around some of the ones that fray. So I cut a little eye piece, and that stitches right there. This is where you're going to add some more of your color, the things that other fabrics that you like that maybe you don't decorate with, but you still love it. A pop of red or a pop of light blue. You'll stitch those right on just like that.
And it's so funny to me that like I would never probably like if I was in the fabric store I would never think, oh, I'm going to put those together. But it's just something just fun by just adding that on there that is just it just makes you happy.
Good words, right?
Yeah.
So and then you'll just take a nose, same idea. You're going to stitch that nose right on the middle like that, and therefore, or right then, you have your owl pretty much done, just like that. So that was pretty easy. All great fabrics, things that, you know, and I have used leather before. I've done a little leather nose, just a thin that you could sew on or glue. Don't be afraid to use other stuff too. I've used nuts and bolts for eyes.
And that's what I was going to say. Do you? Because I saw this. I saw that you kind of have like a little toy chest right here. And I'm assuming that in your workshop, do you just have? Are you surrounded by all these fun little things?
Sadly, yes, I have lots.
Where do you find like little bottle caps and just unique buttons and nuts and bolts? Where do you find that?
You just keep your eyes open. I mean, I think if it's always on your mind, unfortunately, it's always on my mind. And so I'm always looking for stuff. If kids are downstairs drinking sodas, I have to have all their bottle caps. Or if I find something really great, I just think, oh, that would be great for an eye. a cute lady that's in my neighborhood gave me all of her old jewelry, and I just thought I took some stuff apart, and I'm going to use those for some eyes and different, just whatever you like to. Because great earring clips, like antique vintage earring clips, are great for eyes too.
Oh, perfect.
Anyway, but you'll just sew the top layer on, stitch all around the sides, leaving the bottom open.
Okay.
Just like this. You'll stuff it. Make sure you start with your ears, because the ears are, you need to make those more firm. Work your way out.
What kind of stuffing do you use?
I just use a polyfill. Just,
okay,
yeah,
so
you can get it at the craft store. No,
okay.
Nothing special.
Okay.
And then one of the tricks that I like to use is I use a rice bag. You can use a bean bag or a bag of sand or rocks from your yard, whatever. Put it in a little baggie, and that goes right into the bottom, like that. And then you're going to stitch that closed.
Smart.
Just
have all
like
that weight on the bottom.
Just like that. It's just stitched closed, and then it just gives it a heavy bottom for standing.
So cute. Now I understand that you do sell these, so you can go to boutiques.
Yes.
Now, if somebody goes to your website, can they look and see where you're going to be?
Yeah.
And the name of your website is
DanaEngemannDesigns.com.
And so you can go look up where you're going to be. And then you also said you're going to be starting up classes.
Right. I haven't been doing them for quite a while, so I am starting my workshops back again. I believe I haven't set exactly the date, but it'll probably be in April.
And so then, we can go there and look it up and come.
And I'll do a project for 1 month, and they'll be able to see what I'm offering, and then they can sign up. Most of the heavy sewing, if there is any, is done for you. You just get to come and enjoy yourself with friends and put it together. So you do all the work, but just not sometimes. You don't have to bring your own sewing machine.
So now another thing I just wanted to mention before we go is, not only do you do owls, but okay, these are to die for. Hello, look at that. Forks for the legs, so cute. And you do, I don't know if we can kind of pan in the back, but we have this gorgeous Santa Claus, and I am such a huge Halloween lover. So you've got these great Halloween witches and ghosts. And so really you can take this same kind of idea and really turn it into anything. So cute.
And I love the fall and Christmas. That's kind of what started me in the first place. But there's so much great stuff for Halloween and Christmas times.
Okay, so what we're going to do now, and hopefully you weren't prepped for this, because we always like to spring it on our guests.
Oh, great.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
We're not going to make you sing, I promise.
I'm good.
Okay, so we are going to play a little bit of rapid fire. So I'm going to ask you a question, and then you have to give just the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. Biggest pet peeve when you are crafting?
People saying they can't do it. I can't do it. This is so hard.
Absolutely.
And that way too.
Okay, so if you had the chance to go to climb a big, beautiful winterscape, would you do that, or like the arches? But you have to climb, even if you're not a climber. Like, would you rather go climb like some mountain in the desert, or like some big beautiful snowscape?
No, desert.
Okay, for sure.
Hot weather.
Love it.
Cold weather. Yeah.
Okay, so
especially if it's Lake Powell.
What is your kind of when you're crafting? What is kind of your guilty pleasure? Whether it's music or food or drink, what is it?
Music, food, and drink. All of the above. Bad. That's bad. Yeah, I'm an eater, unfortunately, but yeah, eater and a drinker. So
okay, what
cookies? Girl Scout cookies. I ate a whole sleeve the other day.
Are the best.
So that was terrible, but yeah.
Okay, last but not least, what is one bizarre object that we would find in your purse?
In my purse?
Yeah, that you kind of always have with you.
I do have nuts and bolts and random stuff like that. I have a cut up piece of Coke can too. A
true crafter right here. Dana, thank you so much for stopping by. And you can check out her website, DanaEngemannDesigns.com.
www. For some reason that has to work on there.
And find out where she's going to be displaying these if you want to purchase a finished one. And also, I'm a little tempted. I'm not a sewer, but I'm a little tempted. I think I might have to come take a class so you can find out when those are. So join us next time right here on My Craft Studio.